Good morning, students. This is our second online class. In today's session, we are going to learn remaining part of lesson number 1, that is natural resources, air, water and land. Students, in the last video, we have learned that air, water and land are important elements of the atmosphere. Now, we will see why ozone layer is the protective shell. From the diagram, you can see that there is a layer of ozone, that is O3 gas, on the lower part of the stratosphere. Ozone gas is not directly useful for the survival of living things. Yet, it's a very important for living things because it protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. Hence, every year, the 16th of September is celebrated as Ozone Protection Day. Now, we will see second element, that is water, in detail. Water is needed for the survival of every living organisms. For smooth functioning of our body, we need 3 to 4 liters of water daily. Hence, water is very important. Many substances can dissolve in the water. Hence, it is also called as universal solvent. Now we will see characteristics of water. In nature, water occurs in 3 states, that is solid, liquid and gaseous, that you have already learned in a previous year. Now we will see the characteristics. Water does not have color, taste or odor. Many substances readily dissolve in water. Therefore, water is a universal solvent. Now we will see how is water formed. If hydrogen gas burns in air, it combines with oxygen and water is formed. Nowadays, many people faces the serious problem, that is scarcity of water. Scarcity means fear. Let's see what it is. Due to the uncontrolled use of water for an increasing population, industry and farming, it is now in short supply. Water scarcity has become a serious problem. To avoid this problem, we should always remember that use water sparingly. Block water, let it percolate. Store water wherever possible. Reuse water wherever possible. Remember, stored water does not become stale at once. Now we'll see the last element, which is land. Land is made up of soil, stones and big rocks. It is uneven, hilly in some areas and flat in other areas. Man uses land for farming, for constructing shelters and roads. Now we will see layers of land. Observe the given diagram carefully. The sequence with which the layers of land are present from top to bottom are as follows. See the diagram. The first layer is a humus soil. Second, immature soil. Next, layers of soil and small rocks. And the last one, that is bedrock. Now we will see what is humus. The topmost layer of soil is formed by the decomposition of the remains of plants and animals. This is known as humus. You can see, students, from the diagram, there is a topmost layer is called as humus soil. Second layer, that is immature soil. The land below this is full of sand, soil, small stones, worms and insects. Soil and pieces of bedrock are found below this layer of land. This soil is called as immature soil. Now we will see the process of soil formation. The soil on the land is formed by a natural process. The abiotic components of soil are supplied through the weathering of the bedrock. Due to the heat, cold and water of the sun, wind and rain, respectively, the bedrock breaks down into pieces. Stones, sand and soil are formed from these pieces. So now you understood? These are the processes which are responsible for the soil formation. Now we will see what are the reasons of soil erosion. Soil can get destroyed in a short period due to floods, storms and human activities such as mining. That is why it is necessary to conserve soil and to prevent erosion of land. The best remedy for this is to increase the green cover of the land. That means we should plant more trees. Erosion of land is reduced if grass, trees and bushes are grown in it. Now we will see what is meant by fossil fuels. Forest on land got buried underground due to the great upwells that took place on the earth many ages ago. After that, the process of formation of fossil fuels from the remains of living things took place underground. Means to forming these fossil fuels, we cannot form the fossil fuels in a year. It requires many years. So we should use the fossil fuels properly. We get fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin and other useful materials like tar and wax from the fossil fuel. That is called as crude oil. So students, what we have learned from this lesson? The elements available in nature which fulfill the basic needs of living things are called natural resources. Second, air, water and land are important natural resources. Third, soil has biotic and abiotic constituents. There are many constituents of air such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, inert gases, water vapor, and dust particles. The ozone layer is a protective shell of the earth. Natural resources should be used carefully and sparingly. Today's session got over. Thank you, student. Stay safe at home.